So the 25th of June, GTA 6 finally goes on pre-order. We don't have prices yet, but I'd be curious to hear what you guys think the price is going to be. A lot of people are speculating it's going to be pretty expensive, but that aside, not on this page. Let me just show you what I'm looking at here. So there's actually a video on their website. A lot of stuff changed on their website, obviously. You start off with the cover art. I'm not going to go into too much detail here with the cover art because I'm glad to see it matches the 13-year-old and previous GTA kind of format, but obviously is very much in the GTA 6 kind of style and images and things like that. Very, very cool. Now, with that, you kind of scroll on the website. It's a very cool website. Obviously, it's very expensive, and part of it is you get this kind of look at this little view of the city here. And it kind of looks like a video, doesn't it? Well, thankfully, there is a video. So we're going to look at that together. I managed to grab it from the website, and it's really cool. It's a really good look, and I think it's a really authentic look, actually, of GTA 6, at least where it is in this current build. There's a couple of things that I noticed that I just want to run through with you. Before we do that, I'm just going to let the video play out. Obviously, we'll be pausing it and going backwards and forwards, but overall, it's pretty short. It's about 8 seconds, but you do see more of it than you do on the website, which I thought was interesting. Pretty cool. Now, a couple of things to note. Let's break it down here. First thing I noticed, honestly, going a bit Digital Foundry here, is the lighting reflections. So you'll notice there's no reflections of certain elements. Specifically, lighting doesn't always match. So you've got the crane here, but not everywhere. And I think this is kind of what I mean by an authentic look. And you can start to see the GTA DNA a little bit. It kind of looks... I'm not saying this geometry way, but it kind of has GTA 5 aesthetics in a way, which kind of makes sense because it's running on the hardware that we've got today. It's not running on 10 years time hardware. Now, does that mean in the future when we get new consoles it won't be improved? Absolutely, they'll re-release this in a more enhanced version, but this is actually a really good look at the sort of game you're playing here. So you can see, is that a cruise ship? I've just realized that looks like a cruise ship. Interesting. But yeah, the lighting on here isn't anywhere to be seen. You've got the buildings, but not the lights, which is kind of interesting. It's not really an issue. You're playing the game and you're not really going to notice. How many of you actually noticed when I scrolled through the first time? Probably not everyone. So it's not really an issue. The second thing I noticed is the amount of aircraft they're showing off in here. You got one up there, one up here, one there. Like there is quite a few, and obviously you get the helicopter coming across the screen, which is cool. So the ability to pilot aircraft and helicopters will remain, which is good. Not another GTA 4 situation, which is nice. The variety of boats is quite something. Barge, cruise ship, it kind of looks like. You got the big barge. You've got tiny little yachts and big yachts. It's cool. I think that's an interesting change, and I hope there's more missions on the water. You're not actually seeing much water tech here, other than the lighting reflection situation. But other than that, it's pretty cool. Another thing I really noticed, I know we saw trailers and stuff, but trailers are always kind of hard to pass, exactly what you're looking at. This is a really good demonstration of, they managed to incorporate the color scheme of the game into it, It's kind of a lot of purples, a lot of blues, pinks, and then you've got the offset of the neon lights, which works really, really well. But yeah, the water kind of looks purple, which is, fits the aesthetic, but yeah. And it's worth noting, actually, I kind of said about the lighting and this kind of looks like GTA 5, but we don't know what hardware this was recorded on, and also we don't know what version of the game this is from, although we must be close, surely. Must be getting there anyway. So, despite these reflections thing I'm talking about, it might well be when we play the game, the reflections are there. But yeah, other things to note, we've got another building that will never be finished, another 13 years plus of this building never being done, which, it would be cool if it does get done, but I doubt. The other thing a lot of people were talking about on social media, two things. Number one, there's like a weird orb here. I think I just put it down to you can't see. It's like a light, obviously, because you can see the light bouncing off of it. You can't see the sand, so some people were sort of curious about that. The other thing as well is these rooms. So we've seen this in other games. Basically, it's like an image that is kind of makes it look 3D when actually it's not 3D. It's a performance. It's like a cross between performance enhancing and also immersion. So it makes you at a glance think, oh yeah, that's an actual room, when actually it's not. It's just the side of a room. And actually, from a cinematics standpoint, this is really clever. Now, without getting too technical, this game obviously is going to be presumably on a very large map. We don't have any confirmation on that, but let's assume it's on a large map, bigger than GTA 5. Even if it is GTA 5 scale, you're going to have to manage pop-in of buildings and things loading into the game. If you had every detail loaded in all of the time, your PS5 would melt. So there is a method called LOD, which basically loads it as close. The closer you get, the more high detail it is. Now, from a cinematic standpoint, this is actually a really clever little snippet of a video, because you'll notice here, you've got the key buildings, if you like, and they probably have a slightly higher distance LOD than maybe the stuff on the ground level. But look at what happens when you get further away here. So you've got two buildings almost covering up the rest of the world, and also they apply a blur. Now, it could be this is just good for the website, but I don't know. I thought this was just an interesting perspective to have, and it might well be they did this to preserve the look of the world at a distance. Because in reality, here's the thing. In reality, you're very unlikely to sit here without movement. You know, you're not going to hover in this place and have a real look at every detail like we're doing now. You'll be in a helicopter and you'll be flying, or in a plane. So there'll be motion blur, there'll be fog and clouds and things, so you won't see the details. But yeah, I thought it was an interesting, not trick, but just use of the space, I guess. Another little thing as well, helicopter pad, also kind of a look at the traffic here. I feel like I've seen a lot of this from the trailers as well, so I'm starting to build a mental picture of some of the errors in the game, I suppose, or at least I think I do. But yeah, have you pre-ordered? Are you getting the collector's edition? How much do you think it will be? Obvious. I feel like everyone's kind of in the position of of course I'm getting the collector's edition, of course. So I hope they've got enough. I'll try my best, but damn. But this is the first kind of in-engine look, I suppose, of the game at this point. And you can certainly see the GTA DNA more so than you can in the trailers. And yeah, I'm excited and curious to see if this lighting situation carries over, or if it was just because of whatever build that we're running on. But yeah, let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.